Society has taught you to feel guilty about wanting more, to believe that ambition is selfish and that being content with less makes you virtuous. This is the biggest lie ever sold, to keep you small, broke, and dependent. While you're busy being humble and grateful for crumbs, others are claiming the success, wealth, and opportunities that could have been yours. The people telling you to be satisfied with less are often the same people who refuse to settle for less in their own life. They want you to stay where you are so they don't have to compete with you for what they want. Stop falling for the lie that wanting more makes you bad, and start recognizing that settling for less makes you a victim. Most people are living way below their potential because they have convinced themselves they don't deserve more. They wake up every morning, go through the motions, and accept whatever life hands them. They settle for the scraps when they could be feasting at the banquet table of life. There's a huge difference between wanting something and deserving something. Anybody can want. A child wants candy, a teenager wants a car, an adult wants a better job. But wanting without deserving is just wishing. And wishing without working is just dreaming. The question isn't whether you want more money, the better relationships, improved health, or greater success. The question is, do you deserve it? And if you don't deserve it yet, what are you willing to do to become the kind of person who does? You see, life doesn't give you what you want. Life gives you what you deserve, and what you deserve is determined by who you become, not by who you were born as or what circumstances you started with. Some people are born into wealth and lose it all because they never develop the character to deserve it. Others are born with nothing and create empires because they develop themselves into the kind of person who deserves abundance. The marketplace doesn't care about your needs. It doesn't care about your bills or your problems or your dreams. The marketplace only cares about value. It asks one simple question: what can you do for me? And it pays you in direct proportion to the value you bring. Too many people approach life with their hand out, asking what life can do for them. But life is asking what you can do for it. Life is asking what problems you can solve, what services you can provide, what value you can create. When you start focusing on what you can give instead of what you can get, everything changes. Most people have this backwards. They think they should get first and give later. They think the world owes them something just because they exist. But that's not how it works. You must first become, then you can have. You must first deserve, then you can receive. Here's what happens when you don't believe you deserve more. You sabotage yourself. You talk yourself out of opportunities. You don't ask for the raise. You don't start the business. You don't make the call. You don't take the risk. You stay safe in your comfort zone, telling yourself stories about why you can't have what you want. The truth is, you can't have what you want until you become the kind of person who deserves what you want. And becoming that person requires change. It requires growth. It requires you to do things you've never done before, think thoughts you've never thought before. Most people resist change because change is uncomfortable. They would rather stay miserable and familiar than risk being uncomfortable and successful. They choose the known hell over the unknown heaven. But here's what I've learned after decades of studying success. All good things are uphill. If you want your life to get better, you have to get better. If you want more from life, you have to become more as a person. The first step in acting as if you deserve more is taking an honest look at where you are right now. Not where you wish you were, not where you think you should be, but where you actually are. You can't change what you don't acknowledge. You can't improve what you won't measure. You can't fix what you won't face. This isn't about beating yourself up or feeling bad about your current situation. This is about getting real with yourself so you can start making real progress. Most people live in denial about their current reality. They make excuses, blame circumstances, point fingers at other people, and tell themselves stories that keep them stuck. But successful people do something different. They take full responsibility for their current situation. They don't waste time and energy making excuses. They don't spend their days complaining about what's wrong with the world. They focus on what they can control, and what they can control is their own thoughts, decisions, and actions. Here's a hard truth. You are where you are because of who you are. Your current results are a direct reflection of your current habits, your current thinking, your current level of discipline, and your current commitment to growth. If you want different results, you must become a different person. Some people hear this and get defensive. They want to tell me about all the reasons why their situation isn't their fault. They want to talk about their bad luck, their difficult childhood, their unsupportive family, their limited opportunities. And while I understand that circumstances can be challenging, I also know this. Your circumstances don't determine your destination, your decisions do. Look around you. You'll find people who started with less than you who have achieved more than you. You'll find people who faced greater obstacles than you who found ways to overcome them. You'll find people who had fewer advantages than you who created better lives than you. What made the difference? They decided to take responsibility for their results instead of making excuses for their limitations. The moment you take full responsibility for your life is the moment you take back your power to change your life. As long as you're blaming someone else, you're giving them control over your future. As long as you're making excuses, you're making it impossible to find solutions. As long as you're playing the victim, but when you accept that you are responsible for your results, you also accept that you have the power to create different results. When you stop making excuses, you start making progress. When you stop blaming others, you start changing yourself. Now, here's where most people get stuck. They recognize they need to change, but they don't know how to change. They know they want better results, but they don't know how to create better results. They understand they need to become more valuable, but they don't know how to increase their value. The answer is simple but not easy. You become more valuable by developing more skills, gaining more knowledge, and building better habits. You deserve more when you can do more, when you know more, when you are more. Think about it this way. If you want to earn more money, you must become more valuable to the marketplace. If you want better relationships, you must become a better person to be in relationship with. If you want better health, you must develop better health habits. If you want more success, you must develop the skills and mindset of successful people. This is why personal development is so important. You can't have more than you currently have until you become more than you currently are. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. Your results are a reflection of your thinking. Your income is a reflection of your value to the marketplace. Some people think this is unfair. They think they should be able to have more without becoming more. They think the world should reward them for their potential instead of their performance. But that's not how the world works. The world pays you for results, not for good intentions. The world rewards you for value delivered, not for value promised. Here's the good news. You have the ability to increase your value starting today. You can learn new skills. You can gain new knowledge. You can develop better habits. You can improve your attitude. You can expand your thinking. You can grow your character. And as you do these things, you become more deserving of the life you want. But here's what you must understand. This is daily work. You don't develop yourself once and then coast for the rest of your life. You must commit to continuous growth and improvement. You must make personal development a daily discipline, not a weekend hobby. Successful people have a different relationship with learning than unsuccessful people. Unsuccessful people think learning stops when they finish school. Successful people know that learning is a lifelong process. They read books, attend seminars, listen to educational programs, and seek out mentors. They invest more in their education after they finish school than they invested while they were in school. Why? Because they understand that their income will rarely exceed their personal development. They understand that to have more, they must become more. They understand that the best investment they can make is an investment in themselves. Think about the most successful people you know. Are they the same people they were 5 years ago? 10 years ago? Of course not. They've grown, they've developed. They've increased their knowledge and improved their skills. They've become more valuable to the marketplace, and the marketplace has rewarded them accordingly. Now here's where the magic happens. When you start developing yourself, when you start becoming more valuable, something interesting begins to occur. You start acting differently. You start carrying yourself with more confidence. You start speaking with more authority. You start thinking bigger thoughts and taking bigger action. This is what I mean by acting as if you deserve more. It's not about pretending or being fake. It's about aligning your behavior with your increasing value. It's about acting from a position of strength instead of weakness, confidence instead of insecurity, abundance instead of scarcity. When you act as if you deserve more, you make different choices. You don't accept the first offer. You negotiate for better terms. You ask for what you want. You take calculated risks. You invest in opportunities. You surround yourself with successful people. You set higher standards for yourself and others. Most people act from a position of scarcity and fear. They're grateful for any opportunity, any job, any relationship. They don't want to rock the boat or ask for too much. They're afraid of being rejected or disappointed, so they settle for less than they want and less than they're worth. But when you act as if you deserve more, you operate from a different paradigm. You know your value. You believe in your worth. You're not afraid to ask for what you want because you know you have something valuable to offer in return. This doesn't mean being arrogant or entitled. It means being confident in your value and clear about your worth. It means not settling for less than you deserve while continuing to grow and develop so you deserve even more. Let me tell you about a friend of mine who learned this lesson the hard way. For years he worked for a company that underpaid him and undervalued his contributions. He was frustrated and resentful, but he was afraid to ask for more because he didn't want to lose what he had. Finally, he decided to invest in himself. He took courses, earned certifications, and developed new skills. As his value increased, so did his confidence. He started acting as if he deserved more. He asked for a raise and got it. He negotiated better terms and got them. Eventually, he started his own business and now earns more in a month than he used to earn in a year. What changed? His skills increased, his value increased, and his confidence increased. He started deserving more, and then he started acting as if he deserved more. The external change followed the internal change. This is the pattern for all lasting change. First, you become more valuable through personal development. Then, you start acting as if you deserve the rewards that come with that increased value. Finally, life starts rewarding you according to your new level of deserving. But here's what you must remember. This process never ends. You don't reach a point where you can stop growing and developing. The moment you stop growing, you start declining. The moment you stop learning, you start becoming obsolete. The moment you stop improving, your competition starts passing you by. The most successful people I know are also the most committed to continuous improvement. They're never satisfied with their current level of knowledge or skill. They're always looking for ways to get better, to learn more, to grow more. They understand that in our rapidly changing world, what got you here won't get you there. The skills that made you successful yesterday might not be sufficient for success tomorrow. The knowledge that was valuable last year might be outdated this year. The only way to stay ahead is to keep learning, keep growing, keep developing. When you commit to continuous growth and development, when you consistently act as if you deserve more, amazing things start happening in your life. Opportunities appear that weren't there before. People start treating you differently. Your income starts increasing. Your relationships improve. Your confidence grows, your possibilities expand. But none of this happens overnight. It happens through the accumulation of small daily disciplines. It happens through the compound effect of continuous improvement. It happens through the patient application of proven principles over time. Most people want quick fixes and instant results. They want to act as if they deserve more without doing the work to actually deserve more. They want the rewards without the responsibility, the benefits without the effort, the outcomes without the input. But that's not how success works. Success is the natural consequence of consistently doing the right things over time. It's the result of daily disciplines compounded over months and years. It's the harvest that comes from planting the right seeds and tending them with care and patience. Here's what I want you to do starting today. First, make a commitment to personal development. Decide that you're going to invest in yourself every day. Read books, listen to educational programs, attend seminars, take courses, find mentors. Make learning and growing a daily habit, not a someday intention. Second, start acting as if you deserve more. This doesn't mean being demanding or unreasonable. It means valuing yourself appropriately. It means not settling for less than you're worth. It means asking for what you want and negotiating for what you deserve. Third, focus on giving more value to others. Remember, the marketplace rewards value. The more problems you can solve, the more services you can provide, the more value you can create, the more you'll deserve and the more you'll receive. Fourth, surround yourself with people who see your value and support your growth. Distance yourself from people who try to keep you small or make you feel like you don't deserve more. The people you spend time with will either lift you up or pull you down. Choose wisely. Fifth, set higher standards for yourself and your life. Don't accept mediocrity in any area. Whether it's your health, your relationships, your career, or your personal growth, demand excellence from yourself. When you raise your standards, you raise your results. Remember, you don't get in life what you want, you don't get what you need, you don't even get what you deserve based on your good intentions or your noble desires. You get what you deserve based on the value you create, the problems you solve, the services you provide, and the person you become. The beautiful thing about this principle is that it puts your destiny in your own hands. You don't have to wait for someone to give you permission to succeed. You don't have to hope that circumstances will change in your favor. You don't have to depend on luck or chance or other people's decision. You can start deserving more today by becoming more today. You can start acting as if you deserve more today by raising your standards today. You can start creating the life you want today by taking responsibility for the life you have today. The choice is yours. You can continue settling for less than you want and less than you're capable of achieving. You can keep making excuses and blaming circumstances and waiting for things to get better. Or you can decide that you deserve more. Commit to becoming the person who deserves more and start acting as if you deserve more. The world is waiting for what you have to offer. There are problems only you can solve, services only you can provide, contributions only you can make. But first, you must believe you deserve the rewards that come with making those contributions. You must develop the skills and knowledge necessary to make those contributions. And you must have the courage to act as if you deserve the success that follows. Your time is now, your opportunity is here, your potential is unlimited. All that's left is for you to decide that you deserve more and then do what it takes to become the person who deserves more. The life you want is not just possible, it's probable if you'll commit to the daily disciplines of personal development and start acting as if you deserve the success that's waiting for you. Now here's something most people never learned. There's a difference between deserving more and demanding more. Demanding comes from a place of entitlement. Deserving comes from a place of value creation. When you demand more without deserving more, people resist you. When you deserve more and ask for more, people respect you. I've watched people destroy relationships and opportunities because they confuse demanding with deserving. They thought because they wanted something, they should get it. They thought because they needed something, someone owed it to them. But that's not how the world works. The world doesn't owe you anything. Your boss doesn't owe you a promotion just because you've been there a long time. Your customers don't owe you their business just because you need the money. Your family doesn't owe you their respect just because you're related. Everything must be earned through value creation. But here's what's exciting about this principle. When you focus on deserving more through becoming more, you tap into an unlimited source of power. You're no longer dependent on other people's generosity or goodwill. You're not waiting for someone to notice you or appreciate you or give you a break. You're creating your own breaks by creating your own value. Think about the people you admire most. Are they people who demand respect or people who command respect? Are they people who insist on getting more or people who clearly deserve more? There's a huge difference. One comes from weakness, the other comes from strength. When you act as if you deserve more from a place of genuine deserving, people want to give you more. They want to work with you, promote you, partner with you, invest in you. Why? Because they recognize your value and they want to be associated with value. Consider the compound effect of acting as if you deserve more. When you start carrying yourself differently, people notice. When you start speaking with more confidence, people listen. When you start asking for what you're worth, people take you seriously. When you start setting higher standards, people rise to meet them. This creates a positive cycle. As people respond to your increased confidence and value, your confidence increases even more. As you get better results from acting as if you deserve more, you become even more convinced that you do deserve more. As you continue developing yourself, you actually do deserve more, which makes acting as if you deserve more completely authentic. But you must be patient with this process. You can't act as if you deserve more for a week and expect everything to change. You can't develop yourself for a month and expect to see dramatic results. This is a long-term strategy that requires long-term commitment. Most people give up too soon. They try acting more confident for a few days, and when they don't see immediate results, they go back to their old ways. They invest in their development for a few weeks, and when they don't get an instant promotion, they stop learning and growing. But successful people understand that success is like compound interest. The effects are barely noticeable at first, but they build momentum over time. The first year of development might only create small changes. The second year builds on the first. The third year builds on the first two. By the 5th or 10th year, the results are dramatic. Here's something else most people don't understand about deserving more. It's not just about getting more money or more recognition or more success. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts these things. It's about developing the character, skills, and mindset that make good things flow toward you naturally. When you truly deserve more, you don't have to chase opportunities. Opportunities chase you. You don't have to convince people of your value. Your value is obvious. You don't have to struggle and fight for everything you get. Things come more easily because you've prepared yourself to receive them. This is why some people seem to have all the luck. It's not really luck. It's preparation meeting opportunity. It's deserving meeting circumstance. It's readiness meeting possibility. They've developed themselves to the point where they're ready when opportunities appear. Most people are not ready when opportunities appear. They haven't developed the skills. They haven't built the confidence. They haven't created the relationships. They haven't prepared themselves mentally and emotionally. So opportunities pass them by and they wonder why they never get a break. But when you act as if you deserve more, you also prepare as if you deserve more. You develop the skills you'll need for the next level. You build the relationships that will support your growth. You create the mindset that will sustain your success. You get ready before you need to be ready. This is one of the most important distinctions between successful and unsuccessful people. Unsuccessful people wait until they need something to start preparing for it. Successful people prepare for opportunities before opportunities appear. They're ready when readiness is required. I want you to think about your life right now. What opportunities are you not ready for? What doors would you not be able to walk through even if they opened? What positions could you not fill even if they were offered? What relationships could you not sustain even if they were available? These questions aren't meant to discourage you. They're meant to motivate you. They're meant to help you see where you need to grow and develop. They're meant to show you the gap between where you are and where you want to be. The beautiful thing is that you can close these gaps. You can develop the skills you're missing. You can build the confidence you're lacking. You can create the relationships you need. You can prepare yourself for the opportunities you want. But you must start now, and you must be consistent. Remember, acting as if you deserve more is not about pretending or being fake. It's about aligning your behavior with your potential. It's about treating yourself the way you want others to treat you. It's about setting the standard for how you expect to be treated by first treating yourself that way. When you act as if you deserve more, you send a message to the world about your value, but more importantly, you send a message to yourself about your value. You start believing in yourself more. You start expecting more from yourself. You start demanding more from yourself. This internal shift is where the real power lies. When you truly believe you deserve more, you naturally do the things that make you deserve more. When you expect more from yourself, you naturally perform at a higher level. When you demand more from yourself, you naturally develop the disciplines that create more. Act as if you deserve more, because when you become more, you do deserve more. And when you deserve more and act as if you deserve more, more is exactly what you'll get. The life you want is not just a dream, it's a destination. And the road to that destination is paved with daily decisions to become more valuable, more skilled, more confident, and more deserving of the success that's waiting for you.